God. I stream. I'll be streaming this guy. Stream this guy. Okay, let's begin. Let's turn off other streamers to not get distracted. Okay, my name is Lotharius Rex, rather that's my Twitch name. And I am here to present to you my in-depth guide to the Surge. This one will include all DLCs and mostly all weapons, most of the weapons and stuff, and most of the in-depth stuff that I think other streamers or other people who made guides have failed to include in their videos. I'll be including them here. So yeah. I don't think I need to put the title to include the DLCs because in-depth guide should have everything, I think. Or I might change it tomorrow. I should probably put part 1 in the title. Yeah, I'll probably do that next because I've already started the stream. Okay, here we go. The Surge. Drink some water first before I start. So first off, we're gonna discuss the save game slots. Unlike Dark Souls, it doesn't actually save exactly like every time you do something or pick something up. It actually saves in a bit. The saving mechanic of the game is a bit less accurate, less precise. So sometimes when you save or when it crashes, you load in an area that you didn't expect to be in, and sometimes frustratingly enough, you'll have like really low life even though when you crashed, by the time you crashed, you had full life. So this happens a lot, well, at least for me. So just a quick
The ancient Greeks once said,
quick explanation regarding the save files or save system.
They shall never sit in. We tend to forget about this, tend to be careless, but we have to rise to the task together. It's up to all of us to sow those seeds, and it's up to us to nurture them towards growth. Creo is not just another company. With Project Resolve,
so this is
we are building the path to the future. Follow us into a new era, a utopia for all
context
mankind.
of the game.
With every launch, we're healing our planet,
It's like
restoring its natural shield. A return to the green world we remember, where our children can once more play in the sun. Resolve is not only revitalizing the earth.
So Creo is the company
we've all dreamed of it, and now
that the main protagonist is going to be applying for.
Together, we're strong.
So they're showing a background of that company, what the purpose of that company is, what it does, and that's our main protagonist over there. His name is Warren, I think, because he's wearing a jacket. When you or maybe that's somebody else, because Warren starts off with a shirt. Or maybe that when he was applying, he was wearing a jacket, and now he is no longer applying. When he's no longer registering, he's basically on his way to the workplace. That's Creo.
Welcome. I know you're glad to be here. I am, and I'm glad to see you.
Don Hackett is our overly enthusiastic public relations guy who is really busy in promoting Creo to the general public.
The largest manufacturers of consumer and industrial products, but we're so much more. And that's why you're here. At Creo, we're always reaching for the stars.
The game presents like a small tutorial, like art to look around. This is on the PS4, by the way.
Third world, valuable minds in the city education initiative, and of course programs like Project Resolve that benefit us all. Creo not only wants to change the world, Project Resolve, we aim to save it. There's no divide.
So you see that he is sitting down and
Welcome to new life.
he's not really looking at Dawn while he's speaking. I guess he's like really nervous or excited, probably. Okay, Dawn stopped speaking now.
Final stop. Russo Station.
Now we get to move around, and we get to see that he is in a wheelchair.
Welcome to Creo.
It surprised me at first as well, like
We're happy to
when I first started playing the game. But I did not think much of it until it was pointed out by another person who made the guide for the game. Or was it a reviewer? Probably one of the reviewers. So we're gonna move this way. Some people I watch stream get lost in the train station, and I don't blame them because every thing kind of looks the same. So we're gonna wanna make a right here. See that huge doorway? That's where we wanna go. So okay, we'll stop here for a while. I'm gonna explain something real quick. To those who have played Dark Souls or Demon Souls, you'll be like thinking that tankiness is the way to go, because like in Demon Souls and Dark Souls, the best beginner class is the Knight, the one with the shield and kind of heavy armor, because that particular class or build allows you to like take more hits, ergo not dying that much. And that's what I thought too. Rhino, right? Strangely enough, when I first played this game, I went for Lynx because I was thinking from Bloodborne's perspective, the more you dodge, the better, and it's actually faster, you know, to get hits in, then dodge, and it's actually quite easier in Bloodborne. So I was under that impression before when I started the game. I didn't really know anything about the Surge back then. I just knew that it was like it was a Souls-like made by the same developers who came up with Lords of the Fallen. So I got stuck in the first area for 3 months. I kept dying. I felt that was a bit too squishy, and I wasn't enjoying my playthrough. So the second time I played, I chose Rhino, thinking that heavy class is better because you get to survive more. Turns out that defense doesn't really play that much. Well, it has a huge role in the game, yes, defense rating and stability and stuff, but not so much as other factors that come into play. So we're not going Rhino for this walkthrough, we're going Lynx, and I will explain why in a bit.
If you like living life in the fast lane, Creo provides you with the highway to success as a field technician. Light, versatile, state-of-the-art.
So this is what the
Gear up and save tomorrow
this
today.
is what the rig looks like. The Link set. This is what the helmet looks like, and this is supposedly what the weapon's supposed to be for Link's users. That's actually either the Zarastura or no, I think that the that's codename Valkyrie. I have no idea why codename Valkyrie would be here because that's part of the Angel 6 set. So maybe they want to like emphasize that for Link's users, they should go Claws. And here is the short cutscene where Warren undergoes his surgery.
Program complete.
Complete with absolutely no doctors or any humans. So I have no idea how he got inside the chair because there's nobody like overseeing him. He just magically was able to like, maybe there's like robots who brought him up. I don't know. So yeah, no anesthesia for a big company like Creo. You'd wonder why they don't have anesthesia for their employees, so that's kind of fucked up. Maybe the developers want, you know, to foreshadow the pain and suffering that Warren is going to go through throughout the game. Or maybe they just want to, you know, people to see somebody having a very grotesque experience. Because everything about this game is kind of grotesque. It's kind of like Dead Space meets Fallout meets Dark Souls. Meets Diablo 3. So now we kind of have an inkling to what the surge is. It's like kind of like a massive blackout or massive outage that fucked everything up. And we see Warren waking up to this weird scenery, being dragged by a drone. He picks up the one-handed weapon that's conveniently located below his person. So I have the DLCs, so I'm gonna have stuff that people with the base game probably won't have, but more often than not, you actually don't need most of the things. For example, the proximity sensor. At first, you will think that it's useful, but okay, I'll show you why it's actually not that useful. So I'm gonna keep it here for a while, then I'm gonna delete it or scrap it after explaining why it's not that useful in the beginning. Next, I'm gonna explain the implant system. Actually, I'm gonna explain all of the tabs here while I have a chance. You know, because this is supposedly an in-depth guide to the Surge. Okay. First things first, let's go over to the screen. You see Warren with the weapon he just picked up, when he picked it up, it automatically equipped it. So weapon, Reclaimed Piston, that's the name of the weapon. When you press triangle on the PS4, you will see the details of the weapon. So we've got damage, 18, not that much, and surprisingly it's going to get really high later on, so just keep in mind that this weapon is the weakest of the one-handed weapons and should not be used like at the end of the game, even though you can upgrade it all the way. Maybe for challenge runs this is a good weapon, you know, if you're crazy. We've got impact. Impact is very important in that enemies have a stagger bar or stability, much like kind of like how Sekiro has its posture meter. So yes, you can stun enemies in this game, even though not for a long period of time. It's still very much significant in terms of what's this game about? Okay, the game is about Warren, the main protagonist, who applied work in a company, Creo, and the company supposedly hires paraplegics or disabled people. So in that company, they transform the disabled into able people by installing this exo rig that Warren is wearing. So in this company, all of the disabled people are basically the employees. Every humanoid that you see was probably disabled before working here. So the reason why he came here was because he was disabled. He wants to help people, and that's what Creo does. They hire disabled people to help make the world a better place. Okay? And during the surgery, something went wrong. Is this game fun? Yes, the game is very much fun, but you have to invest a bit of time. So it isn't really necessarily for people who just wanna casually go through it, because you really need a lot of patience to understand the mechanics. How do you play? It's like Dark Souls and Demon Souls. It's basically a Souls-like genre. If you're familiar with the Dark Souls games, then this game will be a bit easier. If you aren't, then it's going to take a bit of time to get used to the system. It's an action RPG, third-person action RPG. Okay, now, where was I? Okay, I was explaining the weapons and what they do. So attack speed is medium for the one-handed weapon, so it's pretty much well balanced, medium. Proficiency scaling, however, is very low. I haven't played Assassin's Creed Odyssey, but I think it's third person. So yes, it's third person. You can move around using the left stick, and you can attack with the R1 button. So it's a third person action RPG. So if you're familiar with Demon Souls or maybe God of War, it's kind of like God of War, but more about RPG and stuff. Actually, I should have gone first with the upper left corner. You see the health? That's red. The red bar is the health bar. Then we have the stamina, which is the green bar. Health, of course, if you take any hits or, get exposed to environmental damage like fall damage or poison damage, it will decrease. The green bar is the stamina bar, and every time you take an action like attack or dodge, or backstep or run, you reduce the green bar or stamina bar. This is the system in Demon Souls, Dark Souls, and Bloodborne. All of the people who play this game are familiar with that system. When you block, it also takes stamina, and interesting fact, while you hold the block button, you can see your stamina going down. So not many people notice this, but few people who play the game enough will. And this is very important. It means you can't turtle indefinitely like in the Dark Souls games. You have to time your block so that you have the optimum stamina to take the hits. Okay? So X to dodge, we've already discussed that. So you dodge by pressing X and the directional button. You can press X and just simply do a backstep. Pressing X on its own is a backstep. Pressing X with the directional buttons is a strafe. And pressing X and forward is a lunge forward, which we can combine with the R1 to perform either the dash attack or the slide attack. Now, the slide attack, strangely enough, is easier for some people and harder for others. And the dash attack is the same thing. I see. If you die, you lose your... Well, not now. If you die now, then you go back to the main area. I think with full life. So I'll explain what happens if you die. So we see Warren dying, we see the screen saying no vital signs found, something protocol restart. This is actually if you're new and you die, you'll see that your life bar is filled up. So it's a bit easier to traverse the general area. So you see on the right there is lost tech scrap and a timer that started as 2 minutes and 30 seconds. When you kill an enemy, that timer will increase from 5 to 20 seconds depending on the enemy you killed. You need to pick up where the tech scrap that when you die, here's the explanation. You will drop all tech scrap you were carrying when you die. Go to the location of your death to pick it up again. Tech scrap is the currency the game uses. So when you kill enemies, you are provided with tech scrap. That one just gave me 15. So the one that I dropped is located somewhere. I'm just gonna kill this enemy real quick and kill that other enemy real quick. So now I have 60 tech scrap. So this is what it looks like. When you die, you see the description, dropped tech scrap. Pick up to reacquire your dropped tech scrap. So you press square to pick it up. I had 60, now I have 90. So this game adds a level of stress whenever you die, especially when you have a lot of the currency. Like let's say you have 10,000 and you died somewhere very far. It's going to add a level of stress because you're gonna want to be really careful and at the same time really quick in retrieving the tech scrap that you dropped, because you need that. It's a very important part of the game, the tech scrap. Okay, now let's move forward. So now it explains how to block. So like I said, you press L1 to block. You will notice that when he hit the block, just give me a second. When you block the attack successfully, the stamina goes down depending on the level of attack. So the level of attack of this drone is weak, so you're able to withstand it. If the attack is too strong for the block to withstand, it's going to eat all your stamina and your health and stagger you. So you want to be very selective of the attack that you block. You have to be very careful in deciding, oh, can I block this or can I dodge this? You have to decide whether an attack is better to dodge or better to block. So you can either dodge, you can block, and you can kill. So what can you buy with tech scrap? Okay, in this game you use tech scrap to level your character up. The level of your character is displayed on the lower left part of the screen that shows 3/10. Where am I from? I'm from the Philippines. What's with the question? You can use tech scrap to level up. You can use tech scrap to craft equipment, weapons and armor, and you can use tech scrap to upgrade the same, the weapons and armor. You can use it to craft and upgrade weapons and armor, and you can use it to level up. Other uses for tech scrap? No, I think that's it. I think that those are the uses for tech scrap actually. There is a hidden mechanic in the game that a lot of people kinda don't see. Like, you see there's a bar, right? Tech scrap bar, and you see there's like a grayish thing that's trying to fill it up. That's like maybe 5% of the bar. So every time you kill an enemy, that bar increases to the right. Yeah, well, this is what the stream's for. It's a fucking walkthrough. What the fuck? It's a walkthrough stream. Okay. When locked on, using R while holding L2 enables you to switch the target lock to a specific enemy. So to switch, you have to lock on the enemy first. Then if there's like more than one enemy, you press L2. As long as it's binded to L2, you use it to switch enemies. So I'm gonna switch it to this first enemy, and then yeah, but you were asking about where I was from. That doesn't have anything to do with the game, dude. Okay. Now, medical audit. Okay. So we picked up an implant, which I didn't explain because I was answering a lot of questions. Yeah, so ask questions about the game, not where I'm from, because that has nothing to do with the walkthrough. And you kind of interrupt me when I'm speaking, so that's kind of annoying, dude. Okay, so now, like, I haven't even finished my explanation, and then you suddenly ask where I'm from. That's not how, you know, you should, like, ask stuff. Okay, I just hope that people understand my accent. Anyway. Where was I? Yeah. So, any other questions you want to ask before I get to explaining? Yes, I know you're my only viewer, but it's fine. I'm just going to, like, stream this and then, like, maybe download it, then upload it later. And so I'm trying to, like, cover a lot of the information before I stop, maybe 1 hour or 2 hours into the game. I want to, like, do it by parts. Okay. So we picked up an implant. It's called medical audit. The details are there. It says that it displays enemy health gauges. Okay, so you'll notice that there are injectables and there are hot swap implants. Hot swap implants are basically implants you can, like, swap on the fly as long as you have the core power necessary to equip them. Injectables or hardwired implants, we don't have any of the hardwired yet, require the med bay. Yes, I have finished the game. Oh yeah, I wasn't able to explain the proximity sensor. Okay, let's see the proximity sensor. There is a hidden area in the game. Actually, there are two hidden areas. In this area particularly. I think one was here, if I'm not mistaken. So you see what the proximity sensor does is that it shakes and it makes that weird noise whenever an item is nearby. At first it is very useful, but later on it becomes annoying whenever you hear that noise, and you know, it kind of disturbs the flow of the game, especially when you're near items during fights. A lot. Let's just say a lot. A lot of hours. So we picked that item up and the noise stopped ringing. The second secret area is here. Guarded by 3 drones, which I think should be taken care of one by one. So it's good that I had full life getting into this, because this is not a particularly easy fight. Oops, now I'm gonna heal. Then yeah, I kinda did. Next. So while you fight, you want to, like, keep track of your stamina. Stamina's gone. I have no idea why. Okay, it's ringing because yeah, there's the item. So these items that you pick up are basically materials that you use to like craft stuff. Okay, now we're done with the area here. Let's go straight to the med bay. So this is the med bay. This acts as a hub that allows you to like recover health, restock your potions, and generally a checkpoint of sorts. Fault detected. Right now the game is telling us that our power core seems to be defective and we need to replace it. So now we're gonna want to do that.
Are you receiving?
Graphics
Hello?
around
Can you hear me?
well, I'm on the
Are you
PS4,
still
so it's not that good. I've seen people play it on the PC with really great specs, and I think that the graphics are amazing when you have, you know, enough money to like support the graphics. So
The rig has been damaged.
so you don't really
This
need
distress
to
beacon has
talk
been
to
triggered.
this NPC, but it's part of the story. So if you're into lore and all that shit, then by all means, like, talk to the bitch.
On my way.
And
So now we have two branching paths. One to the left, one to the right. We don't want to go to the right yet, because if we do, let's kill these drones first. My gosh, I'm fucking weak. We're going to be met with a locked door. And to people who are familiar with the Soul series, there will be a lot of these doors that are locked. It can only be opened from the other side or require you to flip a switch to open it. So these are the consumables that you use to like provide you with tech scrap. And there's an item nearby, and I think it's below. So we're gonna ignore that for a while. See, this is why this implant is completely useless, because it kind of confuses you as to what you have to do. So we're going to scrap it. Well, how do you get the best gear? You play the game. Play the game enough and you'll get to it. So we go here. It's another locked door.
I can't believe they just fired Dr. Shevitz. After the years of hard work and dedication she's put into this company. I suppose that's what you get when you...
So now we're going to discuss combats regarding the humanoid
she's right.
enemies.
I've seen the data.
So,
Keep
like
working.
Fallout,
Now
you
more
can
than
target
ever.
limbs.
Lesser people would give up, but she's not
Blue
one of them. And
blue
at some
limbs
point,
are
I won't.
unarmored, meaning you don't, you get it later on in the game. Now, okay, that's it. Where's my stream? This guy has been way too annoying. Okay, now that the annoying guy is gone, let's continue with the fucking walkthrough. Let's see now. Where was I? Yeah, blue parts, blue limbs are unarmored, yellow are armored. The game wants you to fight, to hit the unarmored parts. That's what we're gonna do. If you hit the armored part, this happens. People who don't fucking read the tutorial right there will be stuck in this fucking area because they can't kill the fucking enemy. So you hit unarmored part to progress the game, okay? And people who play this game for the first time learn to fucking read, learn to appreciate the descriptions and tutorials the game presents to you, or you're not gonna get far, basically. If you don't have the fucking patience to read fucking text in the screen, why the fuck are you playing this game? Okay. Attack unarmored body parts, circle to do more damage to your enemies. No idea why it says circle. Circle is to fucking heal. So what I did there was an advanced strategy because I was kind of bored. So we're gonna deal with that in that way. I'll explain how to do that later on. Okay, because I'm just getting fucking bored. I don't want to fall asleep while making this walkthrough. So this guy's banging his head on the door, like completely unaware of our presence because, you know, he's got nuts. So we're going to have to like save him by killing him. He's dead. Now this is very important because if you don't kill him, you won't be able to progress because he's the one who drops this power core. Game's telling you to return to the medbay to replace your exorig and the power core of your exorig. And the medbay is over here.
Hello.
So that fixed their fucking power core. Everything seems to be hunky-dory. Quick description. This is the ops center, or basically the ops is the hub, the med-based part of the hub where you heal up and restore your potions. So in the ops, or at the ops, you use the med bay to bank your collected tech scrap. If the total amount of tech scrap you own is high enough, you can level up the total core power of your exorig. All equipped gear and implants consume a portion of your total core power. So it's important. When you level up in this game, you don't gain stats like in other games. You don't gain health, you don't gain damage, you don't gain stamina. All you get when you level up your core power using the tech scrap that you find is core power level. So you see that number, core power consumption 3/10. That's your fucking core power level. If you use, like, see, core power is 10 right now. You can see it there at the upper right. You need 395 to level up once. Your total tech scrap is displayed at the left part, 2990. So you press X to increase core power. You use up 390 to level up to the next core power level, 11. Keep in mind and notice that your health and stamina and energy remains the same. You level up one more time, it's still the same. However, you see 3/12. That increases. The blue bar that, you know, it's like a pie bar or whatever, it decreases because you gain more core power allotment. So we picked up some implants, Vital Boost version 1, core power consumption 2. So if you equip this implant at the medbay, because it's hardwired, your health increases by 10, you can see, plus 10. But it also used up part of your core power level. So now you're using up 5 of your total 12. We're given 4 implant slots at the beginning of the game. Once we reach level 15, we unlock 1 implant slot. 25, the other. 35, 45. So if you want all slots to be unlocked, we have to reach core power level 45. This game has a heavy emphasis on grinding. So if you don't enjoy grinding in your fucking games, you're not gonna enjoy this game. And we're using a mechanized counterweight. So now we have 4 implants unlocked. Okay.
Connection to database restored.
You are now
Checking
able to
database.
overcharge
Gear
power
voucher
circuits,
detected.
level up, and gain and use energy. In the beginning, we did not have energy. We only had the red bar and the green bar. And now we have the energy bar, which is the blue bar. The blue bar will only fill up when you hit enemies. And I am going to demonstrate this by going outside
Happy
and
to
hitting
help.
the enemies like so. See, as I hit him, the blue bar increased a bit, right? If I hit him again, oh see, if I don't hit him for a while, blue bar starts to decay. So you're gonna want to keep on hitting him to generate enough blue bar in order to dismember a limb. So in the beginning, people will be like, oh wow, it's so cool, you get to dismember limbs, blah 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 blah. Well, it's not as fun as you might think, because you're gonna be dismembering a lot of fucking limbs in this game, let me tell you. So this is why in the options menu, I turned it off. You know, the finishing sequence, sometimes it slows down, sometimes it doesn't, so I turned it off because you're gonna be cutting a lot of fucking limbs in this game. So the drop limb dropped something. So that I mean the sliced off limb dropped something. So it dropped Wrecked Link's arm gear and Astyr Spectre Bite. If you press square to pick it up, we get 2 things. 1, the schematic, and 2, the weapon. Okay, we get 3 things. We get the fucking weapon, we get the arm parts, and we get the schematic. Schematics can be found under your inventory tab. Link's arm gear schematic. This is a schematic. It's not the fucking arm piece. It's not the armor. Okay, you have to do something before you can get the fucking armor. But for the weapon, you already have it. There is no weapon schematics in this game. Once you cut off the arm that's holding the weapon, you get the weapon instantly if you don't already have it. If you already have the weapon, the limb that's holding the weapon drops weapon materials instead. You use those weapon materials to upgrade the weapons. Right now, this one does not have a particular level. It's basically level 0. The weapons have a level as same as the armor. Let's go back to medbay because I forgot to pick up the armor pieces that the game provides you. So we picked up, or rather we selected, or we chose the Lynx class. So as soon as you fix the core power at your rig, you're able to get this, as well as DLC items that you know, if you bought or got the DLCs, you're going to be given the DLC items. So the DLC item is this weapon, Cobalt Control Rod, which does higher damage than the Reclaimed Piston, but does less energy gain overall. You can see the description, right? I mean, you can see. You have eyes. Proficiency scaling is medium. which is good. Energy gain 15%, which is bad. But we're going to focus on damage for now. So we're gonna use it. We're also given one arm piece and one leg piece. So we're gonna want to equip that. So as you equip it, you can notice that your core power consumption is increased. So this one uses up 2 core power. So now we have 7 out of 12. This one uses the same amount. Now we have 9 over 12. So we only have 3 core power left to use for like implants or armor pieces. Now you can bank tech scrap. Oh, okay, first crafting. New gear parts can be crafted from schematics by holding X when all required components are available. To change the mark you wish to craft, use the right stick. So this is like very confusing at first, but then once you get used to it, it becomes very easy. So schematic plus component plus, I think those are just, yeah. Schematic plus tech scrap plus component equals gear. So you need tech scrap and the component in order to craft the required gear. Close. So you can see the tech scrap required to craft this particular armor piece is 716. The force regulator MK1, which is basically the arm mats, you don't really need to remember the fucking names, is 8 over 9. You just need to see the number. So we can craft this. So now we have another arm piece. I don't have an inside voice. But thanks for the fucking output. I mean input. Okay,
Look out for your
let's
fellow
fucking
workers.
start the game.
They look out for you.
So we have both arm pieces and left leg gear. We have both schematics. But we need more leg parts. So we're gonna want to cut more leg parts. But we also need to upgrade the weapon we're using. So we're gonna want to cut the right arm. So now 3 times. Hey? What the fuck is FRIFW the walkthrough? Anyway. Again, we're trying to upgrade the weapon that we're using, and we're going to be needing 9 tungsten. Each limb drops 3 of the required materials. So if you're going to like take the arm, it's going to drop 3 tungsten and 3 arm materials. Okay, so we cut the fucking arm. Okay, we did not have the Aster Vibro Cutter, so instead of weapon materials, we got the fucking weapon instead. Now, if they have a weapon on the arm, but they don't have the armor, you're just going to be getting the weapon. In this case, we kinda do need a weapon. Materials. We have 6 tungsten, 3 more to upgrade the current weapon that we're using. So how I play is basically the general playstyle of the fucking game. You attack enough, leaving enough stamina to get back in case they're going to counter, and rinse and repeat. You don't charge in like a fucking dumbass. You can't go ham in this game. If you wanna fucking go ham, go play Dynasty Warriors or something.
Hello.
Now we can upgrade the fucking staff. Oh my gosh, upgrade. Your assembly automatically deconstructs your salvage items into blah 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 blah. In essence, we got 9 weapon mats. The fucking weapon needs 9 to upgrade to Mark 1, and that's what we're gonna do. So now our fucking weapon is a bit stronger. Still the weakest weapon though, but we're gonna have to live with it. We need more arm mat. No, wait, we have enough. So now you can like go to your character and see the fucking shit that he needs. He needs a fucking helmet. He needs a fucking armor piece. He needs a fucking right leg. So he doesn't have a helmet. So we're gonna go for the fucking armor piece or chest piece. So now you've got chest piece and the schematic. Yeah, you need stamina to fucking dodge. This is how you dodge. In order to dodge like that, you hold the L1. This is the default controls, mind you. You hold the L1 and you hold your right stick down. That's how to duck. As soon as you duck the attack, you press R1 to perform a counter kick or a knee. It's more like a knee actually. Counter knee. This will stagger the enemy, but as long as he does an attack that you were able to duck under. If you do this without the enemy doing anything, you're gonna end up like this. You're gonna stagger yourself. So don't do it. Okay. I was trying to explain something. That was fucking rude. Maybe I'm not so good at making walkthroughs. Maybe I'm not cut out to be a fucking teacher. Okay. What we're doing now is cutting the leg. Yeah, we got the leg.
Damn it, why don't you listen? You need to upgrade your power core
I'll get the head.
replace it. Otherwise, you ain't getting through that door. If you keep trying to overload the proper power capacity, security is going to end up all over.
After 6 minutes, I'm gonna call it.
Those implants
I'll make it like every hour.
Going to take it out of here, man. Don't screw it
Weapon
up.
proficiency increased, meaning now you do a bit more damage with the weapon. However, if your weapon's proficiency scaling is shit, don't expect a lot of damage from the increase. So remember to cut enemy body parts to get new equipment and crafting material. Gotcha. So right now what we're doing is actually grinding. We're not really required to fight these enemies, but we need to get the armor piece. So that's what we're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to. There's another enemy to my right, waiting for an ambush. So for some reason he isn't alerted, or he's just fucking lazy. you're going to be seeing this a lot in the game. Overcharged power circuits that require a really high amount of core power level. So this is the backtrack system of the game, where you, like in Japanese RPGs and other RPGs, where they give you a reason to go back to beginning areas just so that you can use this. So right now there is no way. Well, there is a way, but I'm going to have to make use of an exploit, which I do not feel like I should be doing in a guide. So this is the overcharge panel. It requires 55 core power level. You have 12, so you have to fucking ignore that for now. Okay, back to it. So this power circuit unlocks the door that was locked earlier below. This is the door that was unlocked. Contains a sustaining array and an audio log.
We've had issues with Robert Weave again. This time about...
Sustaining array is very useful in that it slows energy decay.
with the exoskeleton program. He's refused to have the implant
Especially if you play very carefully.
We've explained it's hardly
You're gonna need that.
even offered to double his bonus. But no, thinks management will use it to control the workforce. And he even brought up the union nonsense again. If he poisons the others, it could put us months behind schedule. It's amazing. He doesn't see it as making his job easier. I recommend termination. You know, we put up with too much of his trash talking.
And we're gonna pick up another audio log here somewhere. Where the fuck is the other audio log? Eh? Is this a bug? There was an audio log right here. What in the fuck? Screw it. Okay, we're gonna want to go to the left because there is an enemy waiting for you there. If you go straight ahead, you're gonna be facing two enemies at the same time, which we don't like. Not at this level. I wanted to do a slide. So we have enough now for the helmet. Also keep in mind, every time you do a finishing blow or an execution, i.e. slicing the limbs, your tech scrap multiplier will increase by 0.1, normally by 0.1. The body is the hardest to cut. It goes without saying that it's the part of the armor set that has the most defense. Plasmic regenerators are the most useless healing items in the game because it takes a while for it to kick in. So as soon as you get one type of plasmic regenerator, you have to do this. Basically strap the fucking thing. Oh, should have blocked both attempts. I think we need a bit more. So this overcharge circuit does two things. One, it unlocks this door, and two, it unlocks this door. So we need the body, it doesn't have the body, so we're going for the right leg. Why can't I do a fucking slide when I want you to, Warren? Okay, we have enough body now. The reason why we're going for body is because we need lights at the next area. Without the body piece, you won't be able to see shit. Well, I'll be able to go through it because I kind of have the fucking map memorized, but people who are playing this game for the first time, they're gonna need the fucking lights.
Hello.
So now we can craft the body, so that's what we're gonna do. We can also craft the head, so that's what we're gonna do. We can also craft 2 leg parts. Actually, we already have 1 leg part, so it's fine. We can get to use up the consumables. Then we're gonna level up our core power so that we can equip the entire set. You can see my health going up as I increase core power, but that's because we have an implant that scales with the level. So 10 to 35. So the maximum scaling would be 35, and until then it's gonna increase slowly as you increase your core power. So we bank the rest. So here's an important tip not a lot of people know. You can hold the X button on the PS4 to equip the entire set as long as you have the entire set with you. There. So let's try that again. Let's manually unequip all of the set pieces. So he's basically naked. By holding X on the controller. You can equip the entire set as long as you have 1, the necessary core power to equip the entire set, and 2, all the pieces of that particular set. It looks better. Okay, I think I'm gonna call it here. That was quite, I don't know, fucking tiring. Talking like a dumbass for people who probably won't even fucking watch this. And yeah, we have the next implant slot, which I think is a good time to show you where to get one of the vital implants in the game. The aggression amplifier.
Welcome, Warren.
So this will be very handy in both farming and surviving the run. Yep, I think that's enough. Okay, so 1 hour has passed and that's my walkthrough, part 1 of the walkthrough. I'll probably stream the second part if I fucking feel like it, or if I'm fucking bored. Okay, hope you enjoyed the rest of your days and see ya.